Hi, thanks for visiting Bible Mountain. This is the 10th lesson in a series of lessons in the book of Obadiah. In this lesson, I'm going to look at verse 10 and talk about the danger of opposing the Jewish people. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 11 says this, "Now these things happened to them as an example, and they were written for our instruction, upon whom the ends of the ages have come." That verse tells us the things written in the Old Testament are examples for you and I to learn from. What we're going to look at in this lesson is an example in Obadiah of somebody being punished because they opposed the Jewish people. What I'm going to do in this lesson is start by looking at some verses in the book of Genesis which tell us that God extended special protection to the Jewish people. Then we'll read the verses in Obadiah that give an example of what happens when someone opposes the Jewish people, and then we'll talk about what this means for you and I living in the 21st century. So let's start in Genesis 12, verse 1. "Now Yahweh said to Abram, Go forth from your country, and from your relatives, and from your father's house, to the land which I will show you. And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and so you shall be a blessing. And I will bless those who bless you, and the one who curses you I will curse, and in you all the families of the earth will be blessed." So we see here a promise to Abram that whoever blessed Abram would be blessed, and whoever cursed Abram would be cursed. So that promise was given to Abram. Abram had a son named Isaac, and Isaac had a son named Jacob. Now let's look in some verses that tell us that that promise was extended to Jacob. Genesis 27, starting at verse 26. "Then his father Isaac said to Jacob, Please come close and kiss me, my son. So Jacob came close and kissed him, and when he smelled the smell of his garments, Isaac blessed Jacob and said, See, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field which Yahweh has blessed. Now may God give you of the dew of heaven, and of the fatness of the earth, and an abundance of grain and new wine. May people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master of your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be those who curse you, and blessed be those who bless you." So we see the pronoun you multiple times, and while it directly refers to Jacob, it also refers to Jacob's descendants. Jacob was also named Israel, and so all of Jacob's descendants are the Israelites. And so we see the blessing here on the Israelites was that peoples would serve them, nations would bow down to them, and they would be master of their brothers. We also see at the end that part of the blessing was that anyone who cursed the Israelites would be cursed, and anyone who blessed the Israelites would be blessed. So what those verses show us is that God extended special protection to the Israelite nation and the Jewish people. Now let's take a look at an example of what happens to someone who does not treat the Israelites properly. Obadiah 1 verse 10, and this is written to the Edomites. "Because of violence to your brother Jacob, shame smothers you, and you will be cut off forever." So we see there that because Edom did violence to their brother Jacob, they were going to be cut off forever. And that happened to Edom because God had promised that whoever blessed the Israelites would be blessed, and whoever cursed the Israelites would be cursed. When Edom decided to attack and plunder the Israelites, they were punished for that. Now let's talk about what that means for you and me. First of all, it means we should not oppose the Jewish people. There are Jewish people living in many countries around the world. And those countries need to be very careful how they treat the Jewish people in their midst. Likewise, individuals need to be careful how they treat the Jewish people in their midst. There's a lot of anti-Semitism around the world, and being anti-Semitic is very dangerous because God has extended special protection to the Jewish people, and anyone who is anti-Semitic does so at great risk to himself. It also means we should not oppose the nation of Israel. Again, the nation of Israel is a nation in the Middle East, and there are many countries who are enemies and against the Israelite nation. And that is very dangerous because God has promised to bless those who bless Israel and curse those who curse Israel. And so any country that opposes Israel and does bad things to Israel and attacks Israel does so in great danger to themselves because God may decide to punish them just as he punished Edom. Thanks again for visiting Bible Mountain. If you have already joined my email list, thank you, and please forward this to someone else who would benefit from visiting Bible Mountain. If you have not joined my email list yet, please do so now. My email list is free. In order to join, go to BibleMountain.com, click on email, and that will take you to a web page where you can sign up. Your email address will not be sold nor given away. Once again, thank you for visiting Bible Mountain.